Welcome to this sales technique training video. From time to time, we get feedback from some of our newer partners saying that PEPLINK devices either aren't the cheapest on the market, or they aren't fast enough, so it ends up being difficult to sell our solutions. But we'd say, selling a solution isn't solely based on price or speed, but instead, there's other criteria you can address. A good sales agent understands the needs of the users and provides them with a suitable solution to solve their pain points. In this module, we'll offer 4 takeaways. First, we'll go through a case study together, and you'll be able to see how a customer buys their first PEPLINK device, their first 100, and finally upgrade their solution with 5G. Second, we'll take a look at deployment strategies. We'll learn how to introduce our device into a network, integrate more PEPLINK network components, and eventually deploy the whole PEPLINK ecosystem. Third, we'll share a questionnaire on how to ask the right questions to users to qualify for a PEPLINK solution. At the end, we'll share a checklist of PEPLINK's unique features where you can check if you have full understanding about all the topics. Before we jump into the case study, let's classify the user's needs into 4 levels. PEPLINK's mission is to make connectivity reliable and accessible everywhere. There are 4 levels of use cases. The first level is wireless connectivity. At this level, we connect the unconnected. Remote locations, temporary locations, vehicles, and ships are the most common examples. And the typical device that can be used in these scenarios is the single cellular router, such as the BR1 Mini, or a single Ethernet router, such as the Balance 20X. The second level is better connectivity. At this level, we make connectivity reliable. Deployment locations include small businesses and home offices. To make this happen, dual WAN or multiple connections are required. PEPLINK's multi-cellular routers, such as the Max HD2, HD4 MBX, Transit Series, or Balance 310 5G may come to mind. The third level is essential connectivity. At this level, we provide business-grade service level agreements. Enterprise and industrial use are typical examples. These users may need more powerful devices, more than a simple multi-WAN router. They may need devices with HA mode. HA mode, also known as high availability mode, means that there's a backup router that's paired with the active one. When there's an unexpected outage of the active device, the backup device will take over and provide connectivity. For example, the SDX Pro in our Balance series, or the MBX in the Max series, would serve this purpose. If you need redundancy for VPN hubs, we also provide such functionality with our disaster recovery feature. The fourth level is mission-critical connectivity. At this level, we make connectivity unbreakable. This is where PEPLINK's strength lies, and this makes us stand out from other competitors. You'll see our devices work very well with first responders, large enterprises, and industrial deployments. For wired deployments, the EPX would be a good choice, while for wireless deployments, the SDX Pro plus a few additional dome routers would be a good scalable option. With dedicated WAN links and bandwidth, you can guarantee a secure connection for mission-critical applications. These levels are actually related to deployment strategies and upgrade paths. Please keep this in mind as we take a look at how this works in our case study. Here's one of our case studies. Lake County extinguishes the possibility of network threats with PEPLINK. Lake County is located in Central Florida in the US and is home to over 380,000 people. Within this county are many towns, communities, and departments with first responders. Over the course of several years, Lake County has been working with West Networks to produce a full PEPLINK infrastructure for their fire department. Lake County first wanted to upgrade their network because their existing modems reached their end-of-life phase. They came across PEPLINK's BR1 mini routers and, with West Network's assistance, integrated them into their existing infrastructure. Lake County then established a Fusion Hub to take advantage of PEPVPN and InControl's zero-touch configuration. This demonstrates Lake County's first experience with PEPLINK in adding wireless connectivity. In the beginning, new users typically only want to use the most cost-effective solution. For us, that would be the BR1 Mini. They don't expect too much, and simply having connectivity would be sufficient to them. After using PEPLINK's infrastructure for some time, Lake County realized that the Fusion Hub was running on a hypervisor platform, a software that creates and runs virtual machines. What this meant for them was that their network was at a risk of security threats. There were also a series of failures they were trying to mitigate. In this scenario, though Lake County isn't using a dual WAN router to move to the second level, they've deployed Fusion Hub, and Fusion Hub is a virtual machine offered by PEPLINK. It acts as a second endpoint for the BR1 Mini and allows the formation of a safe VPN connection from the field device to the data center. Wanting to move their fire trucks to a more independent network, Lake County once again collaborated with West Networks. At their main site, they migrated to dual SDX routers in high availability mode for more resiliency in case of a firewall failure or a hypervisor attack. In the third stage, you can see that when the customer uses PEPLINK devices, trust is gained. This is mainly because of its reliability and the ease of use of PEPLINK devices. The partner's customer service is equally important. In this case, West Network, our certified platinum partner in the US, did a very good job of continually following up with the user and seeing if they need to upgrade their network needs. In other words, a good salesperson stays in touch with their customer after purchase and maintains a long-term relationship with them. One tragic day, Lake County experienced dual ISP outages on the same day. They contacted West Networks again to implement 5G failover to each SDX. This was done using MAX adapters with public IPs, which protects them from possible ISP outages due to infrastructure failures. To move to the fourth stage, you'll need to be patient. It'll be infrequent, but when the ISP runs for years on end, there'll be serious outages at some point in time. And when that happens, it'll be a very good time to get in touch and propose an upgrade solution. Because Lake County experienced what they never thought possible, the failure of both ISPs on the same day, they understood how important it is to have unbreakable connectivity. In this case, West Network offered a 5G upgrade solution to the customer. This further increases PEPLINK's portfolio in their infrastructure. Lake County's fire trucks, fire stations, and ambulances were also equipped with BR1 minis and UBR LTE routers, and linked back to the SDX routers through PEPVPN. All the devices are configured through InControl. The entire deployment contains a total of 138 SIM cards from various carriers, including Verizon, AT&T, and FirstNet. With trust already built up, Lake County now keeps their network equipment up to date with PEPLINK devices. And they aren't only buying the most affordable BR1 Mini, but also the more advanced UBR LTE to supplement their network. Let's have a quick recap of the upgrade path in this case study, and 3 factors in its success. West Networks highlights PEPLINK as the optimal choice for Lake County because of its scalability. Even within the first integration of the BR1 minis, the devices were integrated with no headache. Deploying the rest of the devices with InControl's zero-touch configuration made scaling up and extending the network manageable. The 5G failover allowed Lake County to operate with confidence in the reliability of their network. The high availability architecture of the SDXs with a MAX adapter plugged in ensured a resilient connection by using SpeedFusion's hot failover. even with a deployment as large as theirs, Lake County and West Networks found that the scalability and reliability of PEPLINK's infrastructure helped save costs. And with full trust in PEPLINK's network infrastructure, their fire stations can now communicate with fire trucks and ambulances without worrying about connection drops. From this case, we can see that levels exist not only on the customer's needs, but also on deployment strategies. To make a sale, we typically use one of three strategies. Level 1, on the top or sidecar approach. We see many service providers looking to augment their customers' existing network to protect the VoIP or individual applications they're managing. This could be done via VLANs, or two different subnets on the same L2 domain as the existing devices. We see this more often with restaurants or retail franchises. They can't touch the customer's existing network, but they can deploy a secondary connection through PEPLINK to protect their primary connection. Level 2. The next level is called transparent or inline approach. Our drop-in mode allows our devices to be set to a pass-through mode in line with the current WAN or firewall. Admins can then designate which traffic to protect with SpeedFusion and allow everything else to pass without any changes to the existing network. We see this approach taken in very large corporate networks where there's so much existing infrastructure that isn't going to change. With that said, this approach is still compatible for small networks too. Level 3. The ultimate level is called Full Network Gateway Approach. We see many customers who need to protect more than just their VoIP, so they'll often look to find a more comprehensive branch solution. We integrate quite well with existing VPNs and private networks, so this is viable for many customers. Some prefer to not go this far, but the deployment sometimes calls for it. Some new partners may say that PEPLINK isn't easy to bring into an already established network. In many cases, we see this more as an issue of mindset. They target to enter the customer's network with a level 3 approach and replace all the existing network gear with PEPLINK equipment. You can certainly try, but it won't be easy. We suggest starting with the on-the-top approach. Let them try out an entry-level device, build up basic connectivity, and build up trust. Allow them to get a taste for its ease of use, and stay in touch with the user to see if they have any new needs. When designing a connectivity solution for a user, you should show a degree of professionalism to win their trust. But how would one go about doing that? First, you should demonstrate a good understanding of the industry. If you're new to PEPLINK solutions, we prepared a little cheat sheet for you to refer to. In this document, we listed out the pain points of 14 industries, how PEPLINK solved these pain points, and other advantages PEPLINK provides. For example, in broadcasting, a challenge would be requires a comprehensive, simple, and secure solution as broadcast location and setup may change frequently. Our solution is multi-WAN. Flexible power input and PoE output provides flexible options for setups. With this cheat sheet, you can have a basic knowledge of different customers' pain points. On top of this, you can also find additional features or advantages that PEPLINK provides. Again, in this broadcasting case, a feature suitable for this vertical would be SpeedFusion Connect, as it provides temporary endpoints on demand. We've also prepared a simple list of potential concerns that customers might raise during a sales call. Information in this section is separated into two different sections: specific questions that may pop up, and common requirements. Take your time and go through each vertical, so you won't be completely blindsided by a customer's questions. For more extensive study, you can also read up on the following materials. Visit PEPLINK.com. Under the Solution tab, click on one of the 4 categories. Find the corresponding vertical, and you'll be able to get a general idea of the challenges, solutions, and suitable models for each vertical. Visit forum.peplink.com and log in with your PEPLINK ID. In the Categories page, under Partner Forum, you'll see Marketing Resources. Click on Sales Training Webinar and read or watch through the material found in the 2022 overview. Alternatively, you can also take a look at our older material. Just keep in mind that some terms may be outdated. If we've organized a webinar concerning the vertical you're interested in, please watch the corresponding recording and read through the available slides to have a better understanding of the industry. If you've logged in but can't see the Partner Forum, send an email to marketing@peplink.com. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. After having a basic understanding of the industry, the next step will be to gather the requirements of the users. You'll need to ask about the number of users or concurrent sessions, required applications, the LAN devices and applications, the required throughput, routing and VPN, any existing networks, any existing VPNs, the number of WAN links and types, the number of remote sites, the VPN hub, the deployment location and environment, any installation restrictions, and In-Control 2 requirements. Try to adapt the checklist and ask the customer questions according to your company's style. We'd prefer if you don't simply send the customer this point form list to fill in. When preparing a solution, you'll need to deliver multiple options for customer selection. If applicable, please also think of potential upgrade paths. Let's take the SME solution as an example. You can find the brochure for PEPLINK for small and medium enterprises at peplink.com under Solution, then Enterprise, then Small and Medium Enterprise. Click on Learn More, then Download Brochure. Fill in the form so that it'll be sent to your email. Now, open the PDF, scroll down to page 10, and you'll see Low Maintenance Affordable Router, which leads you to the B20X. Again, scroll down to page 12, and you'll find a similar thing. A network backup router, which leads to the SDX Pro. And on page 14, simplify LAN management equipment with the SD switch. Page 18, Wi-Fi access point, AP1AX. And page 20, optimize your branch office networks, the MAX adapter. If your customer is looking, for example, for an affordable solution, in your proposal, you can include the B20X, then an optional accessory, for example, a backup router like the SDX Pro, or accessories like the SD switch or Wi-Fi access points, and future upgrade items like the MAX adapter. Our industry brochure will be helpful in planning solutions for your customers. You can find our other brochures at peplink.com. Mouse over to the Partners tab, then click Brochure Download. You'll see a full list of all our brochures and white papers. Congrats on reaching the end of the video. Here's a checklist to see if you know everything about PEPLINK's technology. Do you know about all these features? If you have any questions, you can catch up on some self-studying with the following material. Let's refer back to the vertical cheat sheet we introduced earlier. If you're unclear on our terminology, you can read through our glossary page for a breakdown on our commonly used terms. For example, if you don't know what speed fusion means, visit peplink.com, type glossary in the search bar, open the glossary page, and check the definition of the term. Speed fusion is PEPLINK's proprietary network solution that combines multiple technologies to provide users a secure, fast, and unbreakable connection. If you want to know more about the specifications of our network, for example, how many users a BR2 Pro supports, you can go to compare.peplink.com. Select Max Series from the drop-down list in the top right corner, and select the BR2 Pro from the device drop-down list. We can see here that the recommended user count for the BR2 Pro is 1 to 150 users. If you're looking for the price of our devices, you can easily look it up on our store by going to estore.peplink.com and typing in the corresponding device's SKU. You can find each device's SKU at the bottom of the corresponding pages on our site, or on the corresponding data sheets. Again, providing a connectivity solution isn't just based on the price or speed of the device. We hope that this video has given you an inkling on how to be a good PEPLINK agent. Remember that you can always refer back to our cheat sheet, past webinar recordings, and solution pages if you ever need more information. We have a community that's always willing to help. We try to be flexible and are always ready to help our partners with whatever they need. We communicate with all our partners and customers directly via email and on our forums. To us, transparency is paramount. We hope that as our partner, you can follow suit and serve as a good example to our community.